welcome to Links Illustrated. Today we're at the LOBA Club in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. As you can see, we're standing out in front of the gorgeous clubhouse with the beautiful azaleas behind us. You're in for a great show. We're going to give you some instruction and show you how to hit out of the many waste bunkers on the course, how to play long bunker shots, how to hit chip shots, and how to putt and stay steady over your 5 and 6 footers to make more putts. We hope you enjoy.
From Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the golf capital of the world, welcome to Links Illustrated with your host, Hugh Royer.
Here we are at the 10th hole at the LOBA Club, the Jack Nicklaus signature course, and this is the signature hole here. Unfortunately, I've missed the fairway and put it into the waste bunker on the right. This is a very common spot for people that play this hole. As you can tell, this is also used as a cart path. The carts are kept off of the fairway on this particular hole, so they drive through this waste bunker. The waste bunker is compacted, the sand is firmer, and it's really not that hard of a shot. The one thing that is beautiful about being a waste bunker, you can stand here and take a practice swing and take a divot, and there is no penalty. So the beauty of it is you can get a feel for the sand, you can understand exactly what you're dealing with here. So the easiest thing to do, don't panic, okay? Just relax, it's right here in front of you. The ball's not gonna go anywhere until you hit it, so there's no use in getting in a hurry trying to get this thing on the green. The common problem most people have, they try to help this ball off of the sand and try to get it onto the green. These clubs are designed for a reason, okay? They're designed the way they are to help you hit golf shots and to put this ball on the green. It's no different than trying to take a nail and a hook and hammer and try to hang a picture in your house. You're not gonna beat the living daylights out of the nail. You're gonna make a motion. You're going to put the nail in the wall, you're going to hang the picture, and your wife's going to be happy, okay? So here, we're going to stand here and relax. We're going to allow our golf club to work. I'm 102 yards. I've got a pitching wedge. Normally I hit this 125 to 30 yards, but because of the technique and the setup I'm about to show you, you're going to be able to understand why we're taking a little more club to be able to hit the shot onto this green. So to hit this shot, what you're going to do, you're going to choke down, right down almost to the steel, not quite, but comfortably, all right? You can stand here and take a practice swing and feel the sand and know that it's firm, okay? The next thing, when you set up to it, instead of taking your normal setup where you feel like you've got room and you've got space, so if I set up this way, you can see in my normal setup how much room and space that I have. Well, to hit this shot, I'm going to choke up and I'm going to stand closer and more on top of it. What this does, it steepens the plane going back, which allows you to steepen the plane coming down to be able to catch ball first. The next thing is, by standing closer this way, it's going to shorten my backswing, which is going to allow me to be more consistent in my pace, my tempo of my swing, and being able to get down to the ball first. Secondly, I want you to feel like when you take the club away, your lower body does not move, okay? You have to stabilize your lower body to be able to be consistent and not have a lot of wishy-washy movement here, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to choke up, I'm going to stand closer to the ball, and I'm going to hit this shot nice and solid. As you can see, this is not that difficult of a shot. Don't panic. Understand that by using this technique of standing closer, stabilizing your body, your lower body, you can hit this shot solid and put it on the green. So remember, the ball's not moving till you hit it. Don't get in a hurry. Take your time. We're here on the practice tee at Long Bay, and we're going to discuss a few things more along the lines of trying to create rhythm, having a smooth, fluid golf swing so that the club has the ability to work and produce the shot in which you're wishing to accomplish. The best thing about what we're going to talk about right now is too many people get out to play golf, or they come out to warm up and they grab the club and it's quick here and it's quick there and boom, it's gone. I mean, and it's awful. You top it, you hit it, shank it, everything. So what I want to do is to sit here and talk to you right now and discuss the matter of how to create rhythm and pace. If you think back when Larry Mize won the Masters back in 1987, I mean, we used to tease him because the man swings so smooth, he looks like he doesn't even wrinkle his clothes, okay? So we want to create that with the average golfer so that, you know, golf becomes more fun. It's not about smash and bash and trying to hit it as hard as you can. The name of the game is point A to point B to point C. That's what we want to do. So a drill I'm going to show you now is more for rhythm and just pure motion than anything. No real technical stuff to it. But when you set up to the ball, take your normal setup, nice posture, nice and tall. You're going to take the club and you're going to go out to about 8 o'clock. You're going to swing it back to about 4, swing out to 8, back to 4, and just get in a rhythm of swinging it back and forth. And after a couple of times, you go forward, you come back. So you can see by swinging the club back and forth like we just did, the club goes back, it goes forward, goes back, forward, back, and it just creates a nice rhythmic motion so that it allows you to turn and to swing through. Do this, but try not to do it at full speed. Try to do it at about 60–65%. Allow yourself the opportunity to get the feel for the shot, and you may hit a few bad ones, but it should start to come around within probably 7 to 8 shots.
Links Illustrated is brought to you in part by teeuptomorrow.com. Log on today and tee up tomorrow.
Here we are, short of the green. We've got 40 feet of green between us and the hole. A lot of people watching television and not knocking him, but everyone watches Phil Mickelson and the man uses a lob wedge every time he hits a shot around the green. Well, you know, again, not being disrespectful, but the man is somewhat of a freak of nature when it comes to chipping and pitching around the green with a sand wedge. He can do more things with that than your wife can do with a knife in the kitchen. So the main deal here is to get the right club and get it close to the hole, make your par, and get out of town. So the whole objective is to get the ball on the ground rolling as soon as possible. I've got an assortment of clubs here. I've got a 6-iron, I have a 7-iron, and I have an 8-iron. And here I have the 2 sand wedges, a 54 and a 58. Too many people will walk up here, grab their lob wedge just because it's near the green, and they'll try to chip with it. And you'll see them and they'll sit here, all kind of leg movement, all kind of movement and everything, and they'll go. And the ball will go halfway to the hole. As you can see, all the air, it hits the ground, it's just not going to go anywhere. So we come in and you can grab an 8-iron, which is a little better, but still the ball's going to carry a little too far and not be able to get on the ground rolling as soon as we'd like for it to, okay? But you can see when you hit this shot, it's just gonna, how high it goes, and it's hard to control the speed when you do that. You can see that one ran some 10, 12 feet by the hole. Now, here's the secret to hitting this shot, all right? Very simple. I mean, you walk out on the golf course, you walk to the putting green and you putt. This is the same thing. So what you're gonna do is take your 6-iron. You're gonna take it and have your hands very high so that the heel of the club, as you see here behind the ball, is off the ground. You're gonna hit this ball on the toe of the club. I'm gonna grip it just like I would a putter. I'm gonna get the ball underneath my eyes at address, so if I drop this straight down, it comes down right behind the ball. My feet are slightly open, with my weight on my left side. I do not want any kind of leg movement during this stroke. None whatsoever. You want to feel like you're in concrete from the waist down. The only thing that is moving here is the shoulders rocking back and forth. No wrist movement, everything is solid. So when you set up, nice and steady, lean left, and just like a putt. And you see how that ball is rolling at the hole. It's on the ground just like a putt. Now granted, before you hit it, read the green so you know which way it's going to go. But as you can see, this is very simple, and you should become somewhere between 80 and 85% at being able to get this up and down every time. Here we are on the 5th hole at Long Bay. What a great par 3. 182 yards. You stand here and it looks fairly simple, but the beauty of it is the green is small in width, but it moves away from you in length. So, you know, it gives you kind of a weird angle with the bunker in the front. And if you see in the back where these gentlemen are, there's 2 humps, one on the right, one on the left, to where your ball can move either way. What you can't see from here, and what Mr. Nicklaus has hidden so well, is there's a small collection area over there to the right, just to the right of where the golf cart is in the back of the green there. Your ball can run off in there, and then Lord help you from there, because it's almost impossible to get it close because of the mounds and the slopes that you have on the back of that green. Now, playing this hole, you can have it to where if you utilize those backstops back there, it will help control your ball and move it to the hole if you can get it moving the right direction. Now, on the flip side of that, you miss it on the wrong side, and it's going to move further away from the hole and going to make it a lot more interesting with your next shot. So, but as you can see, we've got water, you've got the bunker, you've got the collection area, and you've got some beautiful plants and shrubs behind there to frame this hole. It's a crying shame that this hole's in the middle of the front 9, because this would be a fantastic 17th or 16th hole to finish a golf tournament on. So as you can see, wonderful golf hole, wonderful design by Jack Nicklaus.
Links Illustrated is brought to you in part by MyrtleBeachGolf.com, golfers' #1 resource for everything Myrtle Beach Golf.
Wow, this is something here. Here on the 17th hole at Long Bay, you can see I put it into this deep bunker to the right. The shot to get here, obviously, not very good, but even though this can look very intimidating to the average golfer, it's really not that difficult. You've just got to figure out the right club. Some people carry 3 wedges, a gap wedge of 51 to 53 degrees, a 54, a 56, or a 60 or a 58. Here I've got my 54 and my 58. I'm going to use the 54 because it is a shot of some 35, 40 yards. Some people would rather use their gap wedge. That's fine as well. What we want to do is to be able to have something we don't swing as hard, but be able to put the ball onto the green. So I'm going to throw that one over there and get rid of it, because obviously it won't work. When I set up here, I'm going to set up with my feet slightly open and left of my target. I'm going to basically open the club face, even though it's a long shot, because I want to utilize the bounce on the bottom of the club. I don't want the club to dig into the sand. I literally want it to hit the sand and bounce, almost like it was coming off of concrete. And so to do that, I'm going to open the face, aiming to the left slightly, and I'm going to set my weight on my left leg, some 60% on the left, 40% on the right, so you feel like you're standing on your left foot. When I set up there, I'm going to get nice and comfortable, but when the club comes back, I'm not going to drag it back nice and low. I'm going to take the club and set my wrist early to get the club vertical. much like what we talked about on the 10th hole of trying to steepen the plane and steepen the angle of attack into the ball to give us a consistent angle. To do so, all I'm going to do is set up and set left. My knees are slightly wide. They're right over my shoelaces. And when I swing back into the top of my backswing, I'm not going to let my legs move. I'm going to try to keep them as stable and still as possible. So, here we go. Let's see if I can pull this off. Okay, got it out of there, onto the green. A long shot, so it's hard to be as precise. But again, when you hit this shot, choose the right club, get it to make it to where you don't have to swing quite as hard, but you can still hit it the distance. Set up, slightly open stance, slightly open club face, because again, we've got to utilize the bounce that these manufacturers designed for these wedges. This is what's going to allow the club to hit the sand and bounce and throw the ball out towards our target. It feels like you're almost hitting off of concrete or a cart path where the club is going to hit the ground and bounce. That's what you want to feel. You don't want to feel like your hands are hitting and you're digging. Set up slightly left, weight left, stable lower body, hinge the club up and allow it to hit the sand and bounce. This will produce a good golf shot. Here we are at 18 at Long Bay. As you can see, this is a very good golf hole. Very similar to the holes you see at TPC at Sawgrass or TPC in Memphis, but except the water is on the right here instead of the left. Narrow fairway, moving to the right, tree in the left side of the fairway, cross ties. Let's just be honest, this hole's just hard. You've just got to stand up there, pick your target, and try to hit the best possible shot you can and put it in the fairway. There's nothing like it standing on a hole like this with the pressure on and a chance to win a golf tournament. But even when you're playing with your buddies, it's nice to put it in the fairway and finish up the right way. And this will give you a good boost of confidence if you can do it on this hole. So I'm going to go ahead and try to hit a tee shot here and we'll see what happens. You can see I've driven it just in the left edge of the fairway, barely in the fairway, matter of fact, but it's on a slight downslope where the ball's going to be below my feet. So many people get this shot and they panic simply because you've got the water on the right, you've got the bunker on the right front, but you've got a big green up there and you've got a little bit of room left. And so what most people do is they get here and they panic. They think, okay, it's below my feet, the ball's going to slice and go to the right. You know, I've got to do something to make sure it doesn't do that. Well, the mistake everyone makes is when they set up, they set back into their heels. So they're afraid that when they get on the balls of their feet in an athletic position that they're going to go forward. Well, technically that's what you want to do, is to be able to move and be on top of the ball. But when you set up in your heels, when you come down to hit the ball, your weight goes up and back to the left. Well, as you see there, if I come in and go that direction, the club comes up and it comes across. Say, well, that means you're going to slice it more. No. More people and good players, especially on tour, when they have this problem, they will pull the ball because of that very same scenario I just told you about. So when you set up over the ball, set up into the balls of your feet, and yes, aim slightly left of the hole. All right, so you want to aim slightly left, balls of your feet. So when you go to the top of your backswing here, when you shift down, you don't want to shift back to your heel. You want to shift into the ball of your left foot, or if you're left-handed, your right foot, so that your weight is on the ball of your foot and you stay on top of the shot. It's better contact, it's more consistent, and your shot pattern fading slightly is much better. Let's see if I can pull this one off. Well, there it is. About 20 feet, chance to make my par here. And on this hole right here, that's like stealing. So remember, ball below your feet, set the weight in the balls of your feet, and try to shift into the ball of your left foot or your right foot if you're left-handed. This will guarantee you better contact and a better shot pattern.
Links Illustrated is brought to you in part by the Waccamaw Golf Trail. 12 spectacular golf courses designed by the world's most celebrated architects. Located just south of Myrtle Beach, the Waccamaw Golf Trail is a journey through historic plantations, natural beauty, and southern hospitality.
I hope you had a great time today. We sure did. I hope you got some great answers to some of your questions with the tips that we gave you today and got a chance to see a beautiful golf course here at Long Bay. We look forward to seeing you next time on Links Illustrated.